I'm Shivam Khajuria. I'm an actor, or at least I'm trying to be one, in the world that constantly demands learning, unlearning, and relearning. So right now I'm working for the TV show Anupama. Most of the uncles and aunties have heard about it from TV, but most of the Gen Zs might have heard about it from meme pages. Yes, that same Anupama auntie whose Naya Safar starts every month. Either way, we are still in your houses. I started my life journey from Jammu. I was born and brought up in Jammu. I did my schooling from DPS. Life was good. Life was chill. I was having fun. I made some amazing friends who are still my friends even today. And life felt normal, simple. Then my father died and we moved to my mother's hometown, Rishikesh. And I had to start college as well. So I joined UPES Dehradun and enrolled for geoscience engineering for a very intelligent academic reason. I hated maths. I think like most of the people. But over time I realized it wasn't just maths. I hated all the subjects. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to become. But one thing was certain. I never had that fear of losing. I never had that fear of, oh, what will happen in my life? What will I do with my life? I was always confident that whatever happens, I'll figure out something. And then that movie came, Rocket Singh Salesman of the Year. It's an amazing movie. I think most of the people might have seen it. So then it gave me assurance that, okay, even if I get low grades, I can still be successful in life. And that's how my college life passed. Over this entire period, I never thought of going into the entertainment industry. It was just never in the picture. So I got placed in Thane in a corporate job, and I quickly realized I am not capable for this. I don't have the skill set to succeed in this job. And then coincidentally also, somebody approached me to model for a brand or something, I think 5 years ago. So he offered me half my monthly corporate salary per day. And I was like, why not? Let's do it. Who doesn't need money, right? So I can't explain. That was the first time I faced the camera. And I can't explain the feeling. I felt a sense of comfort. I didn't feel nervous. Instead, I felt more energetic. So it was the other way around. And then I thought, I think this is something I can do. That's how my modeling journey started. So after doing modeling for around a year, everything was going okay. I was traveling a lot. I was working for different brands. But then I wasn't getting that creative satisfaction within. No offense to any model. I think it's a wonderful job, but that is how I felt. So then I started taking acting seriously. I, like any other who aspires to be an actor, I started attending workshops, I started doing theatre, I started giving loads and loads of auditions. So my learning was just getting started, but before it could properly start, COVID happened. Everything got shut. No training, no workshop. Life took a standstill. So, but this time, I had a vision in mind. I kind of knew what to do. But Mumbai is an expensive city, especially the housing. You need money to survive. So, temporarily, I took a job as a customer care executive in a company. But this time, I started enjoying it. Why? Because this time I wasn't Shivam. I was playing a character who is in that particular situation in my head. And that is the moment which made me fall in love with acting more. Because I could actually live different life experiences by just changing my characters, by just changing the way I look at life. It made me to think life in a more positive manner. this happened, so I think after a while the first wave of COVID also passed, and things resumed, auditions restarted, and now this time it was the new era of auditions, self-tests. So in self-test, you record your video and you send it to the production house, to the casting people. So I started giving them, after numerous auditions and self-tests, finally I got my break in TV. So about TV, a lot of people in recent years look down upon TV. I mean, there are reasons to it, but I would share my experience. According to me, I think it's one of the most difficult mediums to work in. Your life depends on the TRP. Every Thursday we get our TRP, it's like a report card. If we do well, we'll go through. If we don't do well, maybe the show will go off air. So, we as actors, we know when to join, when we have joined, but we don't know when our work might end. Also, there's no such thing as shift in television. Generally we shoot for 12 hours a day, but I've heard stories where, if needed, people have shot for even around 50 hours at a stretch. Personally, I've shot for 22 hours at a stretch. Yes, it's ruthless, and it's not just for the actors, it's for the whole crew, producer, even the channel. So yes, TV is difficult, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the chaos. And that brings me to the most important aspects of my life that I follow rigorously: learning, unlearning, and relearning. So entertainment industry is one of the fastest roller coasters that you can ride on. In 1 minute, you're flying high, and the next minute, life says, cut, reset. So when I started auditioning, when I was hustling to become an actor, I was giving auditions, and I used to come out of those audition rooms, and I used to think that what could I have done to make it better? How could I have done to make it different? How, if I don't get selected, how to handle that rejection and still stay positive? So learning gave me that confidence to tackle all these problems with a smile on my face. Learning gave me a direction. Learning motivated me to keep moving forward. But whatever you have learned, sometimes that same very learning holds you back. That's where I come to unlearning. Unlearning is letting go of all those things that have served its purpose. So, when I was a child, I had a very stereotypical image of a hero in my mind. You know, punching villains, slow-mo shots, rescuing the pretty heroine. I thought to become an actor, you have to be muscular, you have to be tall, you need to have style, you need to have swag, you need to have connections. But while on this journey, I realized that these are the very things that can hold you back as well. They can put you in a cage. So to be true to the character, you had to unlearn a lot of things. I had to unlearn the fear of vulnerability. I had to unlearn the stereotypical image of a hero in my head. I had to unlearn performing and start feeling. So unlearning is simply making space for new learnings to become a better person. Unlearning taught me how to experience the nuances of the character. As actors, we do different projects and we play different characters. Sometimes we even become them. So to shift from one character to another, unlearning is one of the most important tools to leave the characteristics of the previous character and get into the skin of the next one. But of course, industry doesn't always work in that same way. Sometimes people cast you by the way you look or by the way your personality is. But I don't aim for that. I want to show my range as an actor. So, but for that, I have to be secure enough to say no to projects and choose projects freely, which I am yet to reach. So that brings me to relearn. So relearning is a very understated aspect, underrated aspect, and but it's a very important one. After you achieve success, you think, okay, you've got it all. You've got the experience. You know the craft. You know what audience demands from you. Like basically, why do you have to change if everything's going well? But world is changing. Platforms are changing. Audience is changing. Content is changing. So to be at par with the changing world, an actor has to keep on learning to make his craft better and better. Acting is never a full stop. It's always a comma. I started from theatre. I had to unlearn few aspects to act was easy to work with. Nowadays, nobody likes tantrums. So you have to relearn a lot of things. So relearning also makes you start fresh. Relearning makes you new again. Relearning makes you relevant. That is why you see some actors have sustained their careers for long, while some just can't. So I remember relearning gives you a fresh perspective as well. I remember before joining Anupama, there was a brief period where I was free. I used it to relearn. I used it to attend workshops again. I used it to do dance classes, to do taekwondo classes, whatever I could do. And although I was jobless, I wasn't being paid for it, but I was learning. I was brushing up my skills. And also, it was never an off day for me. I was still at work. And it should come naturally. It shouldn't be an obligation that you have to do this anyhow. So, all these uncertainties, all these ups and downs, all these insecurities, they all make you a better person. Today, I'm stronger, I'm wiser. I'm not satisfied because this is just the beginning of my career. But I'm happy. I'm happy with how I'm going. So, I hope that you guys get to see a much better and better version of me in future. I have lots to do in different stories, in different projects. On set, when we go on set, we go to our makeup rooms and the assistants come and they give us the script. So every day it's a new scene. We have to portray new emotions, new script. But offset, nobody hands us the script. We have to write our own script. And I chose to write mine by keep upgrading, learning, unlearning, relearning, repeat. Thank you so much, TEDx. Thank you so much, IIMRohtak, for giving me the opportunity to speak